about humanity. About humanity.
Полная боевая готовность. Hello, Zhenya. Hello. I have a few questions for you. Today we are meeting in that wonderful room, that wonderful globe. So, Zhenya, do you know how did the Scottish filmmaker John Grierson define the word documentary?
Yeah, I heard about it. It was something like the creative treatment of actuality.
Oh, yeah, I also remember it. Yeah. A great definition. What do you think? Yeah. So, why was the 1922 documentary Nanook of a Nov, which depreciated the life of a man from the Land tribe, so misleading?
That's an interesting question. What do you think?
I think that what do I know about this documentary? I know that his real name was not even Nanook. His real name was Allah Karilak. But the director said that his name is unmarketable. So that's why this documentary is so misleading to the reality. That's what I think.
Maybe we should talk about the documentaries in the view of history. It's like we can talk about how have documentaries bend the truth being a form of propaganda. For example, some of documentaries can be used to change the people's opinions or thoughts about some situations or in the world or in the country. Maybe some correct words and scenes can make people think and behave correctly for some people. Like in 30s, 40s, the Germany with the Hitler ahead was doing to the nation. What do you think?
Yeah, that's a great example that was also mentioned in the video, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, you watched the video, just like me. Of course, documentaries may change their view onto their reality for many people. There was a great example of how Hitler was shot, but not shot like that. Shot with a camera. He was all the recordings we have about Hitler's life were shot under a special angle where he seemed much more huge, and that's what I think. The documentaries might really change the reality. But while we're talking about Hitler, let's talk about something a little bit connected to nowadays. What about how influential are the mass media these days?
I never thought about that. What do you think?
I think that nowadays the mass media are turning more and more influential. They're building much more instruments to influence people, such as TikTok and others. But I think the most influential time in history of documentary media was during the Cold War. Of course, you have seen a lot of movies with propaganda of the Soviet Union, just like the propaganda of America of that days. So I think that the Cold War was the peak of documental propaganda. But nowadays we're turning onto another peak. So
maybe we should think about some regulation by the government of all this situation. I think that all kinds of art should be free, but government cannot restrict some artists, writers, directors or actors, but control them and their art and keep it within the bounds of decency.
Great opinion, yeah. I think mass media should be controlled in order not to harm the viewers of mass media. And achieving that target, of course, lays on government, because the government is interested not to harm people who are living in this country. For example, being rude in the mass media, being impolite in the mass media, I think that options must be a little bit controlled, but not totally. Yeah, that's what I think. And finally, how might everyday storytelling change the viewer's life?
I think that documents and especially reality shows doesn't show us the real view world and all the it ruins our understanding of the world, makes it false just because any scenes in these movies, any phrases or image of the actors are controlled by someone like directors, scriptwriters or cameramen, and the viewer sees what they want to show him and not the real image of the world.
Yeah, that totally compares to my opinion. Have you ever thought that people, from being a child, have a tendency to repeat after someone, for example, after your elders and other people? So I think that viewing media that was constructed by a producer makes producers' ideas to become into the real world. So the producer may just build the world how he wants. That's what I think. So thank you for your attention, dear viewers. That was a great time to spend. And now, next video we will shoot in Australia. And thank you for your attention. Goodbye.
Спасибо, Клим Александрович. Потраченного времени жаль.
Нам всем